Good evening. I am Assistant Chief Madera, Arradondo of the Minneapolis Police Department. I first want to acknowledge the very tragic incident that has us all here tonight. I also want to say up front that we are aware of the information the BCA has released and cannot comment at all on what they have recently shared pending the ongoing investigation. What I can do is update you on what the MPD is doing right now. We have opened up an internal affairs use of force review, which is standard any time an officer discharges his or her weapon. The chief has asked that it be expedited so that she can take appropriate action swiftly. Our goal is not speed, but we do recognize the public's desire and right to know as much as possible, as soon as possible. At this point, much of the data needed for the MPD force review is currently right now in the hands of the BCA. The use of body-worn cameras is a part of this force review, and as a related policy matter, there is nothing I can say about that particular incident at this time. I have also been informed by the Civil Rights Department that the Office of Police Conduct Review, the city's Civilian Oversight Division, currently has an inquiry on this incident. However, the OPCR cannot move forward opening a case until the BCA completes their investigation. I realize there has been a lot of discussion about our body camera program in general, not related to the officer-involved shooting. The Minneapolis Police Department is 8 months out from our full department-wide rollout of body cameras. The chief recently created a position and appointed a quality assurance commander who will be completing a full review of our program soon, focused on how often our officers activate their body-worn cameras. By the end of next month, mandated supervisor training will be completed throughout the entire MPD. Our frontline supervisors have been tasked with ensuring officers increase the activation of their body cameras. I also want to take a moment to talk about our body camera worn policy. And now, while I cannot talk directly about the officer-involved shooting incident, I can tell you we began looking at areas to strengthen our policy several months ago. On background, we produced a policy using national best practice standards and following community input. We also needed to look at accountability, transparency, and privacy concerns that were also raised during several community input meetings. We also needed to look at how our body cameras would affect evidence collection and casework. And like any policy within the MPD, the body-worn camera policy is subject to change. Soon, Chief Harteau will be releasing an updated policy with changes regarding officer requirements. I'd like to conclude by saying, I realize and acknowledge there are many questions that are still left unanswered. We immediately asked for an independent investigation into this incident, and we must wait until it is complete. I do appreciate everyone's patience, but I also recognize the frustration surrounding the lack of information up to this point. I simply cannot say much more right now while the BCA continues their investigation.